At the end of this video series, we'll be giving away some of Rob Machado's Bloom Surf traction pads to one of our lucky subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed.
So, Chris, sea trees. I had no idea you guys were involved with mangrove restoration. You know, through my research, we found that mangroves are one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet. And through restoration of mangroves, it provides an incredible potential for carbon capture. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you guys are doing with Sea Trees?
Sea Trees is a third-party program that is able to audit our business on a yearly basis and determine the carbon footprint across the globe per year for our entire business. And then we're able to buy offsets from them to wipe that carbon footprint for the year. The carbon offsets that we buy, though, it's not just a mangrove tree. It's not just mangrove tree planting that they action against. It's also kelp forest conservation and rejuvenation in California. They do coral reef conservation. When they say sea trees, they're basically talking about like any ocean tree. And I don't know if coral fits within the genetic hegemony as a tree, which is why I just did air quotes, but it's basically a way for any individual or company to try to contribute to sea trees, planting and rejuvenation that can help offset carbon, CO2 emissions. I think generally for sea trees, and anyone can check it out, I think the website's just seatrees.org. I think generally for them, they're seeking to be a tool that the surf industry can use to be one of the leaders when it comes to carbon offsets. So I'd encourage anyone to check it out. I think it's seatrees.org.
Yeah, seatrees.org. And corals are actually animals, but guess what? They have algae living inside them.
See, this is why we have you on this.
Yeah.
Yep. So the reason the corals survive, when the corals bleach, that means the algae died. So when you have coral bleaching, it's actually an algae fatality. So if we keep the algae healthy, we keep the coral happy.
Mm-hmm. This, and I'm not a professional at this by any means, but as I understand it, at the foundation of the Sea Trees project is they're basically saying that the ocean is the solution to the climate change, because if we successfully enable the ocean to have kelp, coral, mangroves, healthy watersheds, if we can enable those kinds of things, the ocean will solve the excess carbon problem. And again, I'm not a scientist, so don't quote me on that, but that's what's been compelling to me is, you know, I like having these easy to understand ways to understand what we're doing. And that's how I understand it currently.
Yeah, that makes sense. The ocean is a massive carbon sink. So the over half of the oxygen produced on the planet is coming from algae, from all these various sources, which means that the algae produces more oxygen and captures more carbon than all of the forests on the planet combined.
Whoa.
So there's a massive untapped natural resource. We always think about saving the mangroves and saving the rainforest. Well, algae is even bigger combined as all those. So it's just a huge opportunity to work together to get algae on the mainstream.
Thankfully, we've got people like you who understand how the whole ecosystem needs to connect and work together.
You learn a lot when you hang out with Ryan.